G'day mate, welcome to Mountain. This is Chloe. We are together, fall in love with our true selves. Anyone who seen Friends probably remember Monica Geller, obsessed with cleanliness and a bit OCD. In her kitchen, everything has its place. Cookware, utensils, jars, all perfectly organized. And I still recall her once checking off a mental list before a trip, air checking each item with a check. The other two female leads are total opposite, especially Phoebe Buffay, whose life is pure chaos. She changed her name to Consuela Banana Hammock Princess just because she thought banana and hammock sounded funny together, and no one had used that name before. Many MBTI experts use Monica and Phoebe as classic examples of G and P types. But are G types really methodical and P types impulsive? Today, let's take a psychological look and compare the two. MBTI comes from Jung's theory of personality types. In a previous video, we talked how Jung believed everyone has 8 psychological functions shaping their personality, as the Jiang 8. Introverted function used for communication with the self, not necessarily observable by others. Introverted sensation, SI, introverted intuition, NI, introverted thinking, TI, and introverted feeling, FI. Extroverted function used for interaction with the external world, clearly notable by others. Extroverted sensation, ICE, extroverted intuition, NE, extroverted thinking, TE, and extroverted feeling, FE. If you noticed, there are 6 MBTI letters, E, I, N, S, F, T. So where are P and J? Myers and Briggs added them to show how we used our psychological functions in the outside world. P stands for perceiving, which means being good at using sensation S and intuition N to perceive the world and gather information. Both are perceiving functions. J stands for judging, showing proficiency in thinking T and feeling F, which involve making judgments and decisions with existing information. These are judging functions. In MBTI interpretations, P types focus on perceiving the outside world and the process, while G types are better at executing plans and achieving results. When we apply Jung's theory to P and G types, it's clear that it is not just about G types always planning and P types just going with the flow. P types are often seen as the best at perceiving. They engage with the world through their senses and intuition, exploring the essential connection between things. If a P person's main need is to better understand the world, they focus on the process of experiencing. For them, everything is an exciting journey. Every detour could reveal new sights, and every unexpected situation might bring surprises. For example, ENTPs aim to seek the truth. You might dislike them, but they often have a point. Legend says Socrates, before his execution, debated with the crowd saying, "You can kill me, but let me get the truth." J types are typically strong in decision-making, whether through rational thinking or emotional instincts. They process information to make choices that help them reach the goals. If a J person's main need is solving problems, they focus on outcomes. On every life journey, they always prioritize the destination. This is why J types like to create plans and processes to ensure everything unfolds step by step, leading to their desired results. For example, ENFJs are seen as natural leaders. They have an instinct for making people like and trust them, which they use to encourage positivity in others, helping to strengthen team unity. Their core motivation comes from maintaining stable and close relationships. Psychologically, everyone's traits are driven by their motivations to meet their core needs. However, I types are often hard to read. They might seem laid back, but in certain situations, they can be stubborn and detail-oriented. Similarly, some people who are usually rational may act unexpectedly at times. Yep, what I mean is INTPs and INTJs. INTPs use their intellect to solve problems, which really goes against typical P traits. INTJs, on the other hand, are often called the walking contradictions of J types. Whether we're I types or E types, We all need to navigate the real world and rely on the personality traits we show, regardless of whether others understand our motivations. Well, we can't not just label P and J types. Their lifestyles are definitely different. Even if P types generally want to solve problems, they expanded their perceptions to gather more information in search of answers. Meanwhile, J types, who might also seek continuous exploration, do so by making decisions and execution plans repeatedly to unlock new opportunities. Finally, don't get me wrong, P types aren't always chaotic, and J types aren't just older freaks. Both types exist on a spectrum, leaning more toward one end. P types usually prefer few rules and feel less pressure from disorder, while J types find maintenance stressful and get more happiness from completion. That's all for today's analysis about P and J persons. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell for updates on latest content and psychology insights. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. See ya!